and welcome to Profile Pod TV. I am your host, Double A. We're back better than ever here on the Profile Pod on the Social Nostra network, man. We got a great show in store for you, man. If you're not ready for tonight's episode, you better be ready, man. You better get ready. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because we have an awesome show in store for you. As you can see, my man is sitting patiently waiting to begin the podcast here, the episode here on Profile Pod TV. Real quick, guys, I just wanted to say follow us on Instagram at Profile Pod TV _. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, the channel, of course, Profile Pod. And I hope if you're listening to us on the audio platforms, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Bottom line is thank you for being here with us, man. This is going to be a great show in store. So, real quick, also, I just wanted to say thank you, Social Nostra. Real big shout out to Kevin and everybody out there on the network. So check out the Social Nostra network on Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff going on here on Profile Pod TV. But enough of that. Let's get to our guest here, because I'm excited about our guest. As you can see, like I said, my man is sitting here. He's got his own catering business, Mexican food catering business in Los Angeles, California. This is his first podcast episode, first of many, I'm quite sure, because he's going places. He's motivated. He's ambitious. He's hungry for success. And this gentleman is super humble. He's super energetic. And I love his morning IG lives or posts, his morning story posts, I should say, on Instagram. Just, man, the great energy, the great positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome my man, Tacos El Varbars. How are you, sir? What's up, man? Welcome.
First and foremost, I'm gonna blow it up. Hey, I'm fucking hype, familia. I'm fucking doing great, familia. Hey, you watching this? I just want to thank you, familia, because without you, we wouldn't be shit. This is why we do it. We do it for you. This will keep us hype. Other than that, thank you very much for the opportunity. May God bless you with more. May He give you health, success, blessings on blessings for you, your familia, the podcast, everything. I'm punching this great energy. Y'all already know nothing but good vibes, familia. Mucho amor. Here we go. Ahí te va el abrazo también. Hey, blow it. Hey, what's up?
There you go, man. Hey, brother. Thank you so much for being here, man. Taking the time at Tacos El Varbas, man. What's going on with you, man? It's 9:00 here in LA. What was the highlight of your day today, man?
Oh, man, there was a bunch of highlights to my day. First of all, first and foremost, I want to thank God for waking up. That was the first highlight of my day. Other than that, I got to thank my followers on IG every morning. I like to think out the energy, stay positive, because every day I wake up, first thought in my mind when I open my eyes is champion. As soon as I wake up, I don't wake up thinking like, oh, fuck, it's cold. Oh, man, it's going to be another day. My first thought is a positive thought. As soon as I wake up, it's positive, and just attract positiveness. But on top of that, first and foremost, I got a message that I was going to, sooner or later, I'm going to talk about him. But I messaged him, and I asked him if it was cool. I shouted him out on the podcast. He was like, yeah, go ahead, brother. And I was just like, oh, hell yeah. That was the first highlight, big homie. And then after that, man, I just hit 300 followers, but nothing but loyal followers. I'm talking about loyal followers, familia, people that interact with me, always one-on-one, liking my pictures, sharing, whatever it is, mentioning the story, commenting. I always appreciate their time, familia, to be honest. That's what keeps me hyped. That's what keeps me going. They're the ones that can give me the money. And at the end of the day, the more money I get, the more money I get back. So I just hit 300 followers. I'm on the way to 500. Like I said, the more I get back, so I'm going to give back at 500 followers. Other than that, another highlight of my day was just, honestly, I have a whole bunch, man. I just give back to the world. And honestly, like, I get back a lot. So I just get a lot of gifts. And it's just surprising, like, the more you get back, the more you get back. I don't know. Yeah. It was just a lot of highlights. And it's just like, at the end of the day, there's people that just hype me up to keep going. And this is the highlight of my day right now. And my night is your podcast, brother. You got me first, I'm like, to be honest.
Thank you, brother. So this is how does it feel to be on your first podcast, man?
At the end of the day, man, I feel really, really comfortable because I know who I am in my shoes. And after that day, I think the world is ready for my talent. and ready to recognize who I am. Because at the end of the day, real recognize real, and I got
That's
no more
right.
to say, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I feel like the world is ready for me, and if the world's ready for me, I'm gonna take over. I'm just gonna start with California, because at the end of the day, I got followers all the way from TJ to San Francisco, and I dream big, brother. At the end of the day, I was always told to dream big. Don't dream little, because once you
That's
start
right.
coming true, you're like, holy shit, they're coming true. I wish I would have dreamed bigger. That's why
Yep.
you dream, like the possibilities are limitless. Don't ever limit like yourself. That's how you think. Sometimes people think shit's impossible. Shit's not impossible. You break it down into two syllables. It says possible. Positive
Mm.
mindset. Always in
Love
any
it.
yeah, in any situation, brother. There's you always, no matter what, we're always gonna have negatives. You always gotta take the positive out of the negatives. Don't think whatever day you get, everything is not granted. But no matter what, we have emotions. But I think those emotions are given to us because no matter what, it's what makes us better. It's what makes us grow. And if we don't get that push, who's gonna give it to us? You know what I'm saying,
Well,
brother?
yeah, man, absolutely, brother. No, man, I feel your energy. I love that, man. I love. It's all about you know. You mentioned that you wake up in the morning. First thing you say is champion, and you know, it's all of the morning are so powerful, man. How you start your day, which frequency that you begin your day with, is super powerful, brother. And I've made a conscious effort in the last couple months myself to really, really, you know, make a better effort, you know, make a conscious, you know, I decided that I'm going to start my days off in a positive note, man. And that's because it's critical, man. It's critical. You know, if you start negatively, then the rest of your days, you're setting the tone for the rest of your day, man. And it's going to just,
Yeah,
you know, it's going to unravel. But the more, like I said, man, I appreciate your energy, your positivity, brother, man. There's so much to talk about. I want to talk about, you know, your business, where you came from or where you grew up, man. But first of all, El Varbas, man, yeah, what you do is very original. Let me just say, man, it's super original, man. I really love what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, go on his Instagram, check out the you know, his posts, his pictures. He's his whole setup when he sets up at his events. It's just really unique and impressive, man. Alan, you grew up in LA, correct?
to be honest, man, this is where it all started, man. I was born in Hollywood, but the crazy story is my mom at 7 months she took me to a city called Ciudad Juarez. It's in the state of Chihuahua. My mom, she's from Michoacan, but my family migrated to the border town. So like I said, my mom took me out there when I was 7 months. I was born here in Hollywood. I didn't come back until I was able to go to school. So basically, my roots were set over there. Even when I went to school, she was always taking me out of school. Like she would tell the teachers, "Hey, you know what? Can you give them a certain amount of packets for this month?" And they would come summer vacation, winter vacation. So I was never really in school. I was always in Mexico. And honestly, like there's a lot of things that went into my life, but at the end of the day, like I was born here, but I was raised in Mexico. Most of my life is out there, but some of it's here. But at the end of the day, most of it's out there. So that's why, like, I come out here, and that's why, like you said, my shit's very original and authentic. Oh man, because that's what I'm trying to bring to the world and to the people right here, man. All this, I hate shutting shit out like this, but I shouldn't. But like Taco Bell, Del Taco, they don't know what like real Mexican food is. People think that's Mexican food. You go to Shark, there's a lot of places that put that what pet peeve I have is when people put authentic Mexican food and I go in and go try and it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You shouldn't be saying that because at the end of the day, you're not really putting on. And at the end of the day, I want to put on for my culture, for my raza, for
Yeah.
everybody, because at the end of the day, we have a beautiful culture. At the end of the day, and I want the world to see it. I'm gonna put the Mexican flag up high, even though I'm American. I'm Mexican American, whatever you want to call it, Chicano. I'm Chicano, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna raise my Mexican flag high because that's where I come from, and that's why I feel proud, brother. You want me to keep going?
I mean, man, this is the stage is yours, bro. You just keep, you know, there's no stopping you, brother.
All right,
I'm
so
just
like,
listening here, bro. But
yeah,
um,
hell yeah, I got you, brother. Let me keep going.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like
go
I
ahead,
said,
go ahead. So yeah, so you came from Chihuahua. How old were you when you first came to the U.S.?
so like I came to the U.S. when I was old enough to go to kindergarten. But
Okay.
understand this: I went to kindergarten. Ha, kindergarten to me was like a story, brother. You gotta understand. I'm coming from Mexico, and out there in Mexico, we were kids that we're just out there playing. We don't really care. I'm coming into a whole different environment where kids are like kind of caged and it's something else, you know. So when they saw me, they were like, I didn't know how to speak a word of English, and I would talk with my hands. I didn't catch English until second grade, but in kindergarten, I would give girls like little rings. I would give them kisses on the cheeks. I got my kinder because I was accustomed to that. Because out there, you give a girl a handshake and you give a girl a kiss on the cheek. You know, like it's just a custom. You're just accustomed to how it is out there.
Culture.
It's nothing coming flirting off. And then my teacher at first, she would write kissing on the report cards, and my mom would be like, hey, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, my little kid, he doesn't know what he's doing. And at the end of the day, that's how it all started. Like I didn't know a word of English. I got into second grade, and as soon as I reached second grade, I learned English, and it just went from there. But I just didn't know. I just was living the kid life, and to make a long story short, so I skipped a couple grades. Everything was going great. I turned 9. My parents, they got divorced, brother, and that was a big turning point in my life.
I can imagine, man.
I went to the court system between 9 and 10, so like it was a whole year, brother. And the court system basically told me as soon as I walked in, they were like, choose between your mom and your dad. And I told the court system, are you really telling me as a kid to choose? I don't want to use any bad words, but I just went off on that guy, and I was just like, you're really telling me to choose between my parents? Like, that's not right, brother. Like, look at yourself and put yourself in my shoes. I'm a little kid. How would you see yourself? Like, I know you're a worker, but because I was an adult, because I've been around a lot of adult shit growing up. I was just always a mature person. I just never realized it. And so my parents got divorced, and I got stuck with my dad after that. And then I got stuck with my dad. And my dad, I had nothing against my dad, because my dad, he always gave me everything he didn't have, because my dad, I guess he didn't have a childhood. Because anything I asked for, my dad would give it to me. I wasn't a snob, because anything I asked for, I got it, and I gave it to everybody. I had $20, I'll give 5 to my friends. I would just like give everything. Like I was always sharing. Like I was never greedy with my shit. And at the end of the day, my parents got divorced. My dad worked really hard, 12 hours.
Yeah.
He was never really home, so my mom was never here. So my mom took off. I didn't hear a word about my mom for another 2 years. So I basically got stuck with my dad. So my dad's coming from an old school cat. His dad was a army guy, sergeant. I'm not too sure. He was high up there. But to make a long story short, my dad was just cold as fuck. And I had to learn how to cook, clean the house, be a little chachita, you know what I'm saying? Do everything around the house, brother. Just grow up and be a man and shit.
You did.
And I was just, and I had to do everything. I was ironing clothes. My dad, he wouldn't come home and cook. He would basically, like, nothing against my dad, no disrespect. My dad was working hard. He brought food to the table, you know what I'm saying? He brought the money, he paid rent, nothing against my dad. But it's just like my dad would basically come home, go to sleep, and that was it. Less contact with my dad here and there. So I started kicking it with one of my friends, and that's what led to a bad decisions, because at the end of the day, I like playing baseball, and I'm a real good baseball player. I fucking love baseball. But what led into that path was just my friends, you know, and just fucking up. I'm not gonna blame it on my parents, because what my brothers, I have a brother, rest in peace, and another brother, they're the ones that set the bad example for me. You know, I saw a lifestyle, and I liked it growing up, and I was just like, dude, I want to be part of that group. And then, go ahead, brother.
No, I was gonna ask you, where did you grow up at? After you moved
city of Glendale.
You grew up in Glendale, okay?
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Glendale's a hard fucking little city, because at the end of the day, we're not out here shooting people. You know what I mean? We shoot people, fucking cops, they come quick. So at the end of the day, you gotta understand, you gotta have hands. You're gonna talk shit. Hey, pull up on me, we're gonna get down, bro. Like and at the end of the day, Glendale's it's a nice, safe community. The cops are on a lot of shit. But other than that, carnal, like there's a lot of good vibes around here. It's a good area to put up your family, good schools. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bagging. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good things out here. I love the community of Glendale.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, man. I went out there, and I was always in and out of school, brother. And to be honest, I didn't like school, because by the time I reached middle school, I was a fucking desmadroso, hard, brother, like desmadroso. I'm talking about, I reached school, and you got to understand, I went to a school here in Glendale. I'm not going to shout out the name, because if I shout out the name.
For those who don't understand what that means, it's just a ruckus little fucker, pretty much, right?
Yeah, like just tearing shit up, just like not giving a fuck. Like if you see me, like you wouldn't like me, like just tearing shit up.
Yeah.
And so you gotta understand, I'm not gonna shout out the name of the middle school, but once I got to the middle school, like this just seemed like county, brother. Like it was either you fucking went with your own race, or you were another. and it was like I wasn't trying to be another. So I
Right.
fucking went with my race, and it was fucking fights every other day, and it was just crazy. I
Mm.
was getting suspended in and out of school. I was trying to be a little playboy. I always had girls like I've always loved girls, and always girls have always been a fucking problem for me, brother. And just to be honest,
We all
that's
have
where it
that
all
problem,
started.
bro.
Yeah,
Well,
hell yeah.
not
That's where
anymore,
all
man.
that's where it all started. Like being a desmadroso in middle school. So I really didn't like school already, like going into middle school. So by the time I reached high school, like I was a real good baseball player to be honest. And I started playing baseball in ninth grade. I was like, fuck. I was trying to tell everybody like, nah, you know what? Don't smoke weed. Stay away from that shit. I was trying to be the good kid. I was like ninth grade. I gotta be good. I gotta be good. I was always a class clown. That's what fucked me up too. Cause at the end of the day, I fucking love making people laugh. I was just like, dude, people are just like so like stiff. You know, they're not living
Yeah.
life. I'm
Yeah.
living life to the fullest every day. I wake up, you know, and then at the end of the day, that's what got me in trouble a lot too. And by the time I was in high school, man, you already know the game elevates from cruise to a whole different game. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah,
was just
man.
like, so by the time I was in high school, oh man, it was a whole different thing. So I was just living a bad path. But between the high school and middle school, I just took the decision at the age of 15. Nah, less than that. I think it was 13, brother, 13 to 14 or around there. Because it was at the end of in the middle school going into high school. Because I only went to high school for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But I could have graduated, but I just never finished because of life, man. Just life always hit me. But to be honest, I went to Mexico to go live out there for 5 years. Cause I didn't want to go to school no more, brother. I was like, fuck school. I gotta learn a career. You know, I had to extend my hand out there. Like I had to work. To be honest, like I called my mom. The first person I called was my dad because I was living with him. I told my dad, you know what? I'm out in Mexico. There ain't shit you can do. You can can't call the cops. I'm safe. Other than that, I'm not going back. Because what honestly, what made me stay in Mexico was my family. We were all reunited and eating a meal at the table. And I didn't have that growing up, brother. Like I was looking for warmth. I was looking for a way out. I was looking for a way to change. I was looking for a way to change my life. I was tired of living paranoid. I had I don't know how it's called, brother, but that shit where the war veterans come back to war. I had that shit, brother. Like I was always looking over my shoulder. I was waiting
Post
for the cops to come find me. Like I was just living a bad life, brother. Like it was
stress
nothing.
disorder, huh? Post traumatic stress disorder, maybe.
Yeah, brother. Like I even had that
PTSD.
shit coming. I even had that shit coming back from Mexico because Mexico was a whole nother story, brother. Like if I was
Yeah.
already at Desmadroso here, fuck. Imagine when I went to Mexico, that shit was just like I just turned up that shit like to a whole nother level. I went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Did
So
you have you ever did you ever go to do any jail time or anything like that?
nah, man, I've always been blessed because I'm gonna say not lucky because there's not luck, bro. Anything I do, good or bad, God have always blessed me to be somewhere in the right place at the right time. And
Oh,
I've always gotten away, brother. And there was a good time. There was a couple of times where I was gonna go in, brother, and they were just like God was just is just a bigger person, and He just didn't let me go because at the end of the day, I'm destined for bigger things. And there's a lot
yeah.
of situations that I got myself into where I just shouldn't have came out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And at the
right.
end of the day, I was just like, fuck. I just know by the time I went through so many situations where I was just like, shit. I know I'm just destined for bigger things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to make a long story short, brother, like fuck, I'm getting off track, brother. Where was that? I was living in Mexico. I get there, so I'm 13 to 14 years old going to Mexico. I went out there. The reason was to go to work. So I called my dad. I told him I was gonna stay out there. My dad was like, fuck it, I can't do anything about it. Next person I had to call was my mom. My mom, you know, moms are Latina moms. They're a whole different story, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, bro.
my mom was like, I'm gonna call fucking border patrol. I'm gonna have to do this and that.
Yeah.
And I was where I landed at was at my aunt's house. This is like my second mom. She's like my second mom. So I landed there at her house, and she was beefing it with her, and she was like, nah, man, well you can't stay there. I'm gonna do the most. And I was like, nah, mom, I already made the decision. I'm a grown kid, but now I'm sorry, but you gotta understand, my mom before this, she was out of my life for 2 years. I didn't know where she was at. I had grown hate for my mom, and I just didn't want that for my mom. You know what I mean? I made my mom cry. I did a lot of bad things that I shouldn't have done to my mom just growing up because of the person who I was and I was evolving into. And I was just like, I needed to get away from all that, you know, and I just needed to change as a person. And I told my mom, and she kind of understood it, and she just let me be. So as soon as I got out there, I hit the ground running, brother. I worked as a construction worker,
Okay.
building houses out of clay brick and the cinder blocks that are like they're gray, they're big ass blocks. But to make a
Mm,
long story short, we were building houses from the ground up. Labor was fucking hectic. I was like it was backbreaking work. And to be honest, out there, most of the fucking older guys are just working. They're either like heroin addicts, they're alcoholics, and at the end of the day, like if the jobs, like the closer the job's getting done, like they're just chill, and the younger workers like, hey, you know what, you got to get it done. And I was like, hell no. At the end of the day, I was looking for a career, so I was like, construction not for me. So the
Yeah.
next option was a mechanic. So I went to work at a mechanic shop because my cousin, her man was a mechanic,
This
and I
this is
asked,
all in
you know,
Mexico, right?
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Because this
Yeah.
can't be here in the United States, man. You got to imagine, I'm 13, 14 years old trying to get some jobs and shit.
Eh,
Trying to get jobs. That's
right,
like
right.
trial labor and shit. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, brother, like I said, I reached out to my cousin's man, and so I started working up. This is a crazy story, brother. I'm gonna tell you a crazy story on the way. Like, so my first day as I worked as a mechanic, he tells me, "Hey, man, you want to get some coke, like
Uh-huh.
some soda, you know?" And I'm just like, holy shit, like, are you fucking for real? And he was just like, yeah. So like, I'm coming from the States, brother. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, we're gonna go get some soda, you know? And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
all right, fuck it. So we pull up into this. This is my first day to work as a mechanic. He comes fixing me up, bro, on the way. We pull up to this sketched up like little area that's pretty much controlled. That's it's like totally controlled by the mafia. You pull in, and there was literally like a jeep, a 4x4, two guys in there, Varbars de Chivo, AK-47s for those that don't know, and just a bunch of drug dealers there. But all the drug dealers had fucking, they were strapped, brother. And we
Wow.
just pull up, and he just pull up, and we were like, well, he's at the store. And I'm just thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, this is what you're talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, like, I used drugs. I'm not gonna lie, I was younger and shit. I was turned up. So my first day on the job, brother, I was like, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna pick up
Wow.
a sack. I'm gonna pick up a sack too. And we got to working, brother. And so we get to working, and I come out because I just didn't know how to use it, brother. And the first time, this is why I want to tell a lot of kids, man, it's not, you got to learn how to use drugs, you know? That's why you got to put
Yeah,
yourself on
yeah.
game, because I took the whole bag, brother. And it's shit from out there, and that shit had me lit. I come out, and I was like, I need to go to the store because I'm hyped, you know? And the dad was like, hey, you all right? You all right? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to go to the store. You guys want anything? So I go to the store and come back. And the dad's like, hey man, the fucking store's pretty far. You came back quick, huh? I'm just like, oh fuck, I was just on one, brother.
So when did you finally come back to live in the United States permanently, man?
Oh man, it's because I went to the mechanic. So like, I didn't want to become a mechanic. Just to make a long story short, I didn't want to become a mechanic because my hands were always dirty. It was just not the job for me. So I left that. Because honestly, I like girls, and the girls are always telling me, "You're grimy, motherfucker." And I'm just like, nah, it's not about that. It's
how
just like,
and
you
how
understand?
how old were you though when you came back finally permanently?
Oh man, 19.
Okay, so you were 19. Now, growing up, El Varbars, were you entrepreneurial? Were you, or I mean,
Hell yeah,
you
hell
did some
yeah.
blue collar work, but you were entrepreneurial, and also
And
were
before
you
that, before that, like
when?
before that, I was selling like bags of weed. I was selling like candies at school. I was because after I couldn't sell weed. I was like, that's just too much noise for me at school. That I was bringing too much attention because I was already hot, you know. So at the end of the day, I couldn't take weed to school, so I was bringing baggies, little baggies of like lollipops with corn, tamarindo candies. I was setting them up, brother. Like they got $5 baggies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was always on that. I'm trying to make money. I was always like on an entrepreneur because what really sets me apart, I was hungry, brother. Just that I'm hungry. I want to take out a girl. I need money. I can't work here in the States. You know, like at the end of the day, here in the States, you really can't work as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, and if your
Right.
parents can't provide it, you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
look for it. And
So
that's
so
where,
so those seeds were planted, early on, and as well as and you mentioned you would have to cook for the house, cook for your dad, cook for yourself.
yeah, hell
So
yeah,
so that's kind of where those seeds were planted as well. And then fast forward to now what you're doing now. Obviously, I'm just trying to make that connection. So um, let's jump into Tacos El Barbas now, man. Let's
hell yeah,
just
hell yeah.
jump into it. Talk to us about how it started. What was your influence to start your business, the catering business. Go ahead, man. Tell us about that. First of all, yeah,
First,
how
and-
did where
first
did
and
the idea
foremost, like
come from, and what inspired you to start it?
first and foremost, like I said, I went through a couple of careers, and after
Yeah.
all those careers, I just was like, fuck. I just ended up at the kitchen. So when I ended up in the kitchen, I still didn't like it until one day I seen a customer just smile, and he ate my food, and that's what fucking made me want to cook. So then at the end of the day, I've always been a boss. I never liked people telling me what to do. I could take opinions, I could take criticism, I could take anything else, but I can't take you telling me what to do because at the end of the day, if I know how to do it, hey. that shit bugs me, brother. Because at the job, I feel like if I keep in line and I know what I'm doing, you shouldn't be telling me how to do it, when to do it, or babysitting me. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. I take care of mine, you know. And what pursued me to just push myself. I was working 2 jobs, and I was just like, oh, and the kitchen life, that shit's not easy, brother. Like the kitchen life, that shit's not easy, and especially working 2 kitchen jobs. Mom was at a kitchen job that in the morning I would wake up early. I had to be there two o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Next job was late at night. I was getting sleep from like Monday through Friday. I was probably making like 10 to 16 hours of sleep. That shit's nothing, brother. So that shit was fucking me up. And at the end of the day, I was just like, what needs to push me was like, I just didn't want to be taught by anybody. I'm my own boss, and I know how to run shit. And at the end of the day, that's what really pushed me. Was not working for anybody else, and just having my first job to supply my business and just keep building from there, brother. To be honest.
Wow, man, that's unbelievable, bro. Talk about the name first of all, man. Where does the name come from?
That's because, to be honest, all my family members were mostly more men. We're less men than women, but all men in my family have a beard, and we have a dark ass beard, and that's where it all came from. Because I was just like, what can represent me and my family, and at the end of the day, what can I put out there that's me, and at the end of the day, that's authentic, and it has to do with me. Because I don't want to come up with a nickname or something that doesn't have to do with me. And I was just like, Varbars. And as soon as I heard it Varbars, like, dude, I was just like, I'm gonna run with it. That's just gonna be me.
There you go. There you go. So for those of you in Spanish, barba is beard, right? And
It could be the bearded one, yeah, the bearded
right,
one.
the bearded one. Exactly, man. And what about the mask? What's the inspiration with that, man? For that?
The inspiration is the whole culture, brother. It's just the Day of the Dead mask. I got some skulls, brother. Like, as you can see, this is very themed. As you can see, it's all love, and it's all love,
That's
and it's all
awesome.
my culture. Like, we have some skulls right here, and that's what it is. Like, it's a skull. Like, and at the end of the day, I want to make myself iconic to where I can have somebody a household name, and they can put me in the house like a figurine. Little kids can follow me because all I want to do is inspire. All I'm trying to do is put people up there. All I'm trying to do is give back to the world and be a good person and show them that there's still good people in this world doing great things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. So yeah, I love the whole, the whole thing, man. The skulls and the Day of the Dead motif and all that, man. That's great. That's great. And you said I've seen your pictures on Instagram where you set up the Day of the Dead
Oh yeah,
decorations around your food.
I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but to be honest, my setup. Here we go, getting into my setup. So what sets me apart from being other tacos, I was like, okay, you gotta understand, especially here in LA where I come from, there's a grip of competition. So if
Oh
you can
yeah,
make it here, if you can make it here in LA or New York, anywhere that there's big competition, you're gonna make it. So I was like, I'm gonna make it. Why? Because
yeah,
I'm gonna set myself apart. I'm just gonna create everything. You gotta understand. It's a whole event. It's a whole scene. It's everything. All in all, it's a big package. So like I'm saying, you got taco people who set up. Nothing. I'm not bashing on them. I have nothing against them because they're hardworking people. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna do something, do it right and put your all into it. Don't ever half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, make it look good. If don't, just don't do it. So like I said, my table that I set up with is actually a wooden table. It's not no plastic table. It's a wooden table. All my setup comes in glass jars, bamboo. It's nothing in plastic. It's all like authentic. I have wooden crates. I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of color. And just to be honest, man, the whole setup is really nice. It's nothing simple, to be honest. Because if you see people that set up, they don't really call attention. If I call attention when I set up, because at the end of the day, I'm bringing an add-on to your event because I'm bringing my whole event, and it's kind of like a scene. And as you can see here in the back, I just created this thing right here where you can take pictures, and it's like
okay.
I got a whole bunch of things coming up on the way. What's gonna set me apart from others? But it's just like I'm very authentic, and I'm trying to bring my culture out there. I'm trying to put it out there, and I'm trying to let people know that what we have is beautiful. And because there's other people, as soon as they make it, they don't put on for our people. You know what I'm saying? They don't put on for the cultura. They don't put on for the raza. And
Mm,
I don't have anything against any other culture because at the end of the day, we're all one.
yeah.
But it's just because that's where I come from. That's just who I am. And at
Yes.
the end of the day, I'm gonna put on for my people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make our people big because at the end of the day, what people don't understand is we've been working hard ever since day one. Day one, before your people, that my people, we, no matter what, we've always stayed quiet and always worked hard. The people at the farms, I have much respect for them. Even in my, that's what I learned over there when I was living in Mexico. People were getting paid $50 every 2 weeks, living off food stamps. Most humblest people, most greatest people, but it's just like we're hardworking people. That's all it is, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Alan. So, with tell us a little bit about your recipes, man. The food itself, man. Let's talk about the good stuff, bro. The not to say that.
No, no,
Let's
no,
talk
hell no,
about
hell no.
the yummy stuff, right?
Yeah,
The
hell yeah.
food. Uh, what inspired your recipes? You know what?
Yeah, because of
Yeah,
the
talk
what?
about your food, man. The
Okay,
because I've seen the rice, the beans, I've seen the tacos,
yeah,
what's in your
hell yeah.
menu and all that good stuff, man.
First and foremost, what inspired my menu was just being an authentic and Mexican. At the end of the day, you gotta have some sweet and some spice. And if you don't have spice in there and you don't have sweet, like it's a perfect balance of both. Like my carne asada, it's like a cilantro with the jalapeno, some sugar, some spices, some vinegars, and it just when you eat it, it's just moist and it just tastes really good. That shit just melts in your mouth. It's not just some simple ass meat. And on
I've
top of
seen
that,
the pictures, man.
I get the ranchera. It's the best meat. It's probably like 10 pounds. It runs for probably like $10 a pound. It's fucking expensive. It's nothing cheap. All
Oh,
the
okay.
meats I get are all the meats I get are expensive. The chicken, the chicken I marinated in chiles. I put like a whole bunch of shit like lemon, oranges, a whole bunch of acidic like spices, and just to make a long story short, the chicken when you eat it too, it just punches you in your mouth. Like everything everything that you eat is just punches you in your mouth. The carnitas, whatever it is that's on my menu. The meats I have are pastor, carne asada, pollo asado, lengua, and carnitas. And then I got my salsas. I got the salsas, which is a peach salsa. I got a red salsa, green salsa, guacamole, pico de gallo, and I also have the agua frescas. But the agua frescas, you gotta understand, everything that I have on my menu, nothing's frozen. First and foremost, people, let me tell you something. I get my ingredients from the farmers market. I don't go to the supermarket. It's farm to
Okay.
table.
Oh, I see.
The tortillas, they're handmade. They taste like the masa from the tamales. Everything is nothing frozen. All the
You make
ingredients are nothing. Yeah,
and you make your tortillas, right?
yeah, everything's hand,
You
everything's
make them
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, hell yeah. It's a
That's
lot of work,
awesome,
but
man.
it's a lot of work. You gotta understand everything I do.
No, it is.
It's only like there's no handouts here, brother. There's no handouts. There's no rich parents. It's only hard work, dedication, and hustle. It's only me, and the only person that's ever helped me is my mom, brother. I won't ask anybody for help. I don't want to pay anybody to help because why? At the end of the day, I know it's a lot of work, and I know I'm gonna make it. But when I make it, and until I make it, I'm gonna start paying people. But until then, I'm gonna keep doing this shit myself, brother.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And you mentioned your mom. Did your mom come with you to your catering events? To your
Yeah, so my first catering event was a underground music festival. I wanted to show my mom that I'm actually doing something good in my life. Because at the end of the day, my mom already had two kids that were just like no good, brother. Just like, and I was the third option, and I couldn't let my mom down. So
I hear you.
I wanted to show my mom that I'm doing something great in this world, and I'm gonna leave a fucking mark. To be honest, so
Nice.
I took my mom to an underground music festival, and she was just tripping out because they got all these rappers and shit. You got all these people just smoking weed, and at the end of the day, so here we go to selling tacos. My mom was handling the money, and there was a whole bunch of vendors. But out of all the vendors, I was the one that sold the most, and I had people like eating tacos because I took asada, pollo asado, and nopales. I had people eating fucking asada with nopales on top with green salsa, red salsa. They just didn't know what to do with themselves. I had gringos coming up to me just like, hey, let me get some asada, bro. And then let me get a tortilla. Let me see the tortilla by itself, please. And I was just like, well, they didn't even know what to do. Like they were just like tripping out on themselves because the flavor just punching them. And I
Uh-huh.
was just like, thank God. Like I sold a lot. I sold more than I took out. I pretty much sold out. And my mom was like, she pulled out the stack at the end of the night, and she was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. We did pretty good. And I was like, and she cried, and she gave me the approval, like, son, you're blessed. And she just told me everything that was gonna be great, and she gave me the good green light, brother. You know what I'm saying?
She,
I'm gonna do it.
she gave you the blessing, bro, the endorsement, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir.
No doubt, man. No doubt. That's awesome. That's a great story, man. And now you do events. What kind of events do you do?
So like I just did one I did one during this COVID one. I do just exclusive pop-up events where it's gonna be strictly like 100 people. I set up for a certain time of hours, like certain hour, 2 hours, not more than four. Like it's gonna be in and out. Like if you didn't get anything, sorry, brother. Like it's straight exclusive. I don't really care if you did get it, if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? If you had to be there, you had to be on top of it. If you weren't on top of it, shit, that's not my fault. Because at the end of the day, my shit's exclusive, and it just creates that much more hype, brother. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm not bashing on anybody, but I just want my shit to be exclusive. I do catering events, and when I do catering events, like the same thing with the catering events, brother. Like I bring a whole lot to the table. I just it's pretty much what I do right now. And then
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the whole dream is basically like so you can understand. I want to start outside, so like I'm gonna create an empire. So basically, what I'm trying to do is start outside, get the catering event going, working, get some ladies who working for me, get a lunch truck, get the lunch truck working. Once I get the lunch truck working, reach the restaurant. Once I reach the restaurant, I'm pretty much gonna be checking on this thing, making money for me. I'm gonna be at the restaurant. Once I get out the restaurant, it's just from there.
Yeah.
But I'm a business mogul in the making, brother, so you can understand.
Absolutely. No, I love that, man. I love your confidence. I love you're manifesting everything right now into reality, man. And it might not be reality right now, but you know where you're going. I love your vision, man, and that's great, man. Like I said, man, your energy and your positivity, your confidence are contagious, man. They're infectious, and I feed off of that, man, and I love that about you, man. And you inspire me, bro, and that's part of this show. You know, that's the part of this podcast. I want to inspire my guests through my. I'm sorry, my. I want to inspire my audience through my guests, and that.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah.
if someone can't feed off of your energy, man, I don't know, man. You know, but
Because like yeah, you gotta understand, like I'm a success story in the making. Like I've been
yeah,
working, I've been at this for 5 years, and I'm just like a bubble or a bomb, whatever you want to call it, waiting
ready
to
to
burst.
burst, huh?
Yeah, and like thank God, like the world is ready for my talent, and I just know that it's nothing small. I dream big, and I know I'm gonna take over. Like I'm coming for that shit. I'm coming for number one because my life number is number one, and on top of that, I'm a leader, and I just know that I'm coming for that number one spot. I want to be Taco King. I want to be on top of everything, brother. I've seen people out there who have tacos, and I think I can create some pretty fucking good competition.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to taste your food, man. I can't wait to taste the you know, I love tacos, brother. I love tacos, man. What are what do you think is, you know, your greatest influence in your life,
Oh man,
Barbars?
I have a lot of great influences, man. To be honest, but motivational wise, like Nipsey Hussle, man. Nipsey Hussle was a great influence in my life. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Like those two big guys, man. Like famous people, man. I don't really look at famous people like famous people, man, because at the end of the day, we're all people.
We're all just people.
And yeah, and there's some people that let that shit go to their head, brother. And at the end of the day, people don't understand that they should root for like us who are small and local and people they can actually reach to and who understand them instead of rooting for older like the famous person that will never like knows who they are, you know what I'm saying, brother? And at the end of the day, that's what really influenced me was people who pretty much can root for people. That guy from Food's Gone Wild, my boy, I'm gonna give him a big shout out. Fucking right here, Trash Bag Boys. Like, check it out, my boy right
Okay.
here, Trash Bag Boys. His name is Raider. I'm gonna give him a big shout out to Trash Bag Frenchies. And then to be honest, he has a lot going on. He's another influence in my life that pretty much shows me how to grow up. And right now, I've asked him to be a mentor, but he hasn't answered. But to be honest, because he has a lot going on. So he's another big influence in my life because these are just bosses, just big bosses that are just giving out free knowledge, free game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was another one too, man. Joe Rogan. I would listen to his
Excellent.
podcast a lot. Just a lot of cats, just picking up games, just listening from the OGs, big older heads. Because growing up, man, I was hanging around people twice my age already, man. I just was soaking up games since I was little, man. Just people in general. I don't know, brother.
But when it comes to food specifically, who are some influences as well? Or maybe they were
food,
too, but
food wise,
food
influence.
wise.
What influenced me? You gotta understand. I come from Ciudad Juarez, and out there it's fucking like a street vendor capital. And
Mm,
you got these ladies that are doing this amazing things that should be in restaurants, but they're out here selling their work for cheap. You got them doing the gorditas by hand, whatever it is, brother. Like that's what influenced me. I would just literally just stay mesmerized, and my family would be like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm just like, I'm soaking up knowledge in game because I'm a visual learner. So I would just look and just learn because everything I've learned was pretty much either learning by watching. Because at the end of the day, I don't really like reading and picking up off it because I'm more of a hands-on person.
Yeah.
So
Visual learner, hands on. Yeah, like same here,
yeah,
man. I learned
yeah.
that.
So
I learned the best that way too.
yeah, so like pretty much that's what influenced me. Just watching all these older ladies, all these older grandmas, all the people who actually know how to do it, and people older men that were just cooking great food.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. But what of so and refresh my memory. I think you mentioned it earlier. When did you start your business?
So
Tacos El Barbas?
I started Tacos El Barbos when I was 23.
What year is
20.
that?
I'm not too sure, brother. I'm 28 right now.
Okay, so 5 years ago,
Yeah, hell
like
yeah, yeah,
2016, around there, 2015.
yeah. But
Okay.
I started off, because I thought it was just easier. I thought I was just gonna buy my equipment and get into it. But I thank God I have people in my life. Everything that's been brought into my life right now has fallen into a puzzle piece, brother. Everything's just falling into place at the right time. And like I said, I wanted to start my business, just driving my equipment, hit the ground running, not knowing anything. Just
Yeah.
fuck it, let's get into it. But thank God it didn't work out like that. I reached out to a friend who was working with a lot of famous people, J Lo, For Real, Snoop Dogg, anybody you can name that's an A-list celeb. I had reached out to this cat. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create my business. I need some
Who
help.
who who did you reach out to? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I reached out to my friend, a homie. He was just working with a whole bunch of A-list
Okay.
celebrities. And to make a long story short, he helped me out. He was like, you know what? This is what you need to do. You need to create a website because I know who you are. I know the vibes you bring to the table. But who are the people that don't know you, brother? Like, how are they gonna know who you are,
Yeah.
what you're about, what theme are you trying to bring to the table? What menu do you have? And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And think about that. Like, I didn't think about none of that shit. I was just thinking about hitting the ground running, hitting tacos.
Right.
So first thing we did was we created my website, tacoselbarbas.com. You can go check it out. This
Yeah.
shit makes me look legit as fuck. It makes you know what I mean. It makes me look like I'm a real fucking businessman. I got a real company. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like I created my theme, which was like nothing simple, like wooden, everything in glass, Mexican Day of the Dead theme, colorful as
Yeah.
shit. And it was
Who,
just like it was
if I
good.
may ask, who designed that website?
Oh man, it's my boy. His name is Gilbert.
Okay.
Gibo. You know what I mean? You can find him out at it's just goods.com. He has his own business. But to make a long story short, he was the one that did it for me, brother.
Yeah, it looks great, man. It looks great. So you started the website. That was the first thing you did.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Uh-huh. And
And then
going back to your friend who works with other A-list celebrities, in what capacity does he work with them? What does he do with the
he was in a he was like in the fashion business. He was doing like
oh,
making fashion with them, building websites. He was a whole bunch of shit just in general. And
gotcha.
just he was rubbing shoulders with the right people, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I I was done surrounding myself with fucking bums, brother. I needed to surround myself with the right people, with the right influence, with people that are gonna set me off in the right place. And he pretty much, so you can understand what he did for me. This cat created a car for me. This car was built for me to drive. It wasn't for him to be a co-pilot. It wasn't for him to be on there. It wasn't for him to get on with me.
Gotcha.
He did his thing, and he let
Mm,
me take off, brother.
that's
You know what I
awesome,
mean?
man.
Yeah, he was just like, you know what? I created a car for you. I had nothing against you, brother. No hard feelings. But look, this is what it is. This is I thought he went ghost on me, but he explained to me later on. Like right now, soon, like, hey, brother, I see you blowing up. I thank God that I did what I did. Because at the end of the
Wow.
day, yeah, he's a good homie, man. And at the end of the day, he built the car, and
Yeah.
this car that I'm driving right now, fucking gonna take me far, brother.
That's great, man. It's nice to have a support system like that, in your network, man. People you could, I mean, someone like that who works with A-list celebrities and knows business, knows networking, knows, um, that's a pretty high level to work at, right? And so for him to, yeah, I'm sure like you said, man, he
Yeah,
he broke you off some information and some ideas, and he did that
yeah,
for you.
just
That's amazing.
yeah. And then right now, as my business grows, I'm just rubbing shoulders with the right people. I don't want to name drop any people, but other than that, man, these people
Go
give
ahead,
me
man.
uh, uh it's because I don't have the permission, and at the end of the day,
I'm messing with you, man. Yeah.
I'm not a clout chaser, brother. I'm not. If I'm gonna get famous, it's gonna be off my own shit. I'm covering my
Yeah, I
own
hear
lane.
you, bro. No,
And
no
you know what I'm
doubt,
saying?
man.
And I'm not no cloud chaser. I know who I am and I know who I'm talking to, And at the end of the day, there's people who influence me and just give me game on game. It's just like fuck, like it's just awesome because at the end of the day, if those people are giving me game, and sometimes I tell them things and they feel humbled by my words, it's like fuck, you gotta take a step back and you're like shit,
No doubt.
I'm doing something right, you know what I'm saying? Like damn, and like fuck, dude, there's just a lot of people, man, that I just want to thank, man. To be honest, I just want to thank God foremost, and just thank you, to be honest, for this opportunity. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna look back at this situation that I'm in right now with you on this podcast, going live, and we're like, damn, bro, remember that first podcast? And I'm gonna look back, man. I'm gonna remember you, man, because at the end of the day, I'm a
Yeah.
real loyal motherfucker, and I'm gonna tell you, like, brother, remember that day where we were talking on that podcast, and you'll be like, yeah,
Yeah. No doubt, man. Absolutely, absolutely. El Varbas. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Tacos El Varbas, my man. He has his own authentic Mexican food catering business in the city of Los Angeles. We're talking about his origins. We're talking about his business. Um, so so you started the business, 2016 ish, around there, 5 years ago. What have been some challenges for you?
a lot of
eh,
challenges, brother. Just to be honest,
Failures
brother, because
with the business, with the business.
you gotta understand, success only comes with failure, brother. You gotta fail to succeed. And
Yep.
honestly, my only mindset is to succeed. But no matter what, this is why I like playing video games, because video games have taught me how to lose and win. Because you're always gonna have to lose in life. You can't always win, brother. No
Yeah.
matter what, you can't always win. And like I said, I haven't taken off because everything's at its time. I'm about to blow up, but to make honestly, like I'm learning as I go every day, brother. Like, I'm learning everything as I go, brother. Every day is a new adventure. Every day, like there's been losses, there's been gains, but at the end of the day, I just rolling with the punches. Because at the end of the day, it's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna knock me down. I'm just gonna keep going, brother. Like at the end of the day, we all take losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all take losses to win, brother. You know what I'm saying? Or where it is, you have setbacks for what? Greater fucking comebacks, brother.
That's right.
You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? Like that's a real shit. Like so at the end
Minor
of the day, like
setbacks, major comebacks.
that's right, brother. Like at the end of the day, that's what it was. Like so, at the end of the day, there's really no losses, brother, because it's all a mindset. Like I said, like I just stay
Yeah.
positive in this world, because it could be my last day tomorrow, and I'm gonna be stressing about some dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I'm gonna be looking at myself like, damn, was it really worth that? Nah, hell no. So at the end of the day, losses come and go, brother. But at the end of the day, we stay winning over here because we fucking champions. I tell my familia on my IG all the time, we're champions, we're legends, we're winners. We don't take L's, brother. That's what it's all about, to be honest. We don't take L's. We don't look for failure. We don't look for plan Bs. Why? Because all we think about is winning. All we think about is success. No, there's no none of that. There's no failing. There's no losses.
I love that, man. I love that. You have a great outlook. You have a great attitude, man. Your disposition. You got the mindset down, man. It's just a matter of time, brother. And like, you already know where you're going. But give me an example, though, El Varbas, of a challenge, of a failure in regard to the business.
Oh man, it's because, to be honest, like there's a whole bunch of, like, as soon as I started off, I was just like, I'm not selling anything. I'm giving out business cards. No one's calling me back. What's happening? Like, at the end of the
Okay.
day, that's why you got to be your own hype man. Because I was just like, there's telling me I'm not gonna make it because I work at a job, and I was telling people at my job, like, I'm gonna leave this job one day. As soon as my business blows up, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. You guys are gonna see, because I'm more about that action than talking. You know what I'm saying? And if I haven't done it, then you're gonna see it. Because at the end of the day, I'm like that donkey, bro, that just stays quiet and just stays quiet, and as soon as he hits you, he fucking hits you fucking hard, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
uh,
at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, man. I just stay quiet and just stay in action.
so you
I'm
you
getting off. I'm
you were
getting off track, but remind me.
So you said that you were giving out business cards and you weren't getting any phone calls. You weren't
Yeah,
getting
so like I was kind of like
clientele.
getting. Yeah, so like I was kind of getting down. So I was kind of looking at it like an L, like I was taking it kind of like an L. Like I was like, fuck, like I'm not gonna succeed or what? Like what the fuck is happening? I went in a whole year,
Uh
nothing
huh.
happened. Second year
Wow.
comes in. Second year came in too. I still didn't sell anything, brother. Like I was just like, what the fuck? And I did that the underground music festival, and people were telling me they were gonna hit me up. Fuck, that was the only thing I did in the second year, brother. I only did one festival in 2 years, brother. I only sold to one person in 2 years. Like that's fucking amazing.
You weren't
Cause
getting any other events, birthday parties, nothing like that.
nothing, brother. But I was still like, I was anybody that I met, anybody that gave me the opportunity to talk to them, I was giving them business cards, just word of mouth, trying to do the most I could. And that's kind of like a big, like I see it as like a big failure because you know what I mean? Because at the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the day,
yeah.
like I tell you, like we don't take L's. Like there's shit that happens to me when I go to the events, but it's just like it's shit that I'm learning as I go, brother. There's you gotta understand in the kitchen life, there's always a variable thrown at you, and that variable is always gonna be unknown. No matter what, you gotta wait for it. It's like a tsunami. When the tsunami comes, you know the tsunami's gonna come. You're gonna prepare yourself. So no matter what, I'm always prepared for the worst. To be
There you go.
honest.
So, what was the turning point then for you? Like, so the first 2 years were very slow. They were very, just unsuccessful, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah, so
Well,
then like
as far as financial, I'm sure you learned many things in those first 2 years. So that
yeah,
those are
hey.
successes, absolutely, learning lessons and all that. But as far as gaining clientele, what was the turning point?
So turning point gaining clientele was basically last year, brother, when I created my IG. So when I created my IG, the girl was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy the food unless you create the IG. So you gotta understand. So then I was just like, okay, so this is where it's probably coming from. This is where it's at. I think people are gonna know who I am once I create IG because I think I've been fucking up because I think I just wanted to do it by word of mouth. People who knew me, I was still kind of close on that mindset of just like, oh, I gotta kind of be in a bubble, you know. That's
Right.
still, and so she blew me up, and that's when shit started really popping off. So I created my IG, and as soon as I created my IG that first day, fools got wild. They fucking saw my story, and I was just like, what the fuck? So then they reposted my shit, and it was a taco. It was a taco scene, and I was just like, holy shit.
Oh,
So
very
it
cool,
went,
man.
yeah. So it just went from there. It just blew up. I had friends fucking wanting to taste my food just because they saw it. I just went out to them. I did a giveaway to be honest too. Like it's just everything just recently like going up. Even with this COVID shit, like shit hasn't stopped me, brother. Like I'm still on a marathon, brother. Like I've been really pushing hard. Even in this COVID, like I had not stopped. I even did an event in COVID. I did an event before Christmas. I showed up, wore a mask. I did everything, and it's crazy because I went to the party. When I went to the party, like like a party's loud. Everybody was just quiet, and you gotta understand why they went quiet because they were just enjoying the fucking food, brother. Like everybody was just quiet, like
I
oh,
love it.
yeah, man.
And
But to
so
be
when you
honest,
first started though, Alan, did you were you wearing the mask and everything? Or was that theme
uh,
there? When did you bring that into the business? The whole Day of the Dead
that shit started off,
motif.
man, with this. So first I found my artist and shit. So my artist, he created this apron for me. I don't know if this is right here. You can see it.
Oh man, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's an Aztec god,
Yes,
the serpent, and he had this hat right here.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so he
Very
he
cool.
created. This is where it all started, but he created this. I tapped in with him. I started finding more about my roots, more about the culture, and that's where it all started, brother. Just right here with this artist. His name is Tunzi Art, and
And
this
how long have you been doing that? How long has that been a part of the business though? The whole Day of the Dead
all
motif.
since day one.
Oh, okay. So it was there since the start.
Yeah,
You had it
even my
going.
yeah my logo is basically my mask, and just like as you can see, I have a card right here, but it's because it's holographic. You're not able to see it. I don't have any of my
Oh no,
old
you
ones.
post it back up. I think it was a pretty decent shot.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Very cool, man.
yeah, it's because it's holographic. I have my older cards over there, but this is the upgraded version.
Uh-huh. And what
Yeah.
and you know what I'm really curious. I'm curious, what is the greatest compliment you've received in regards to your food?
Oh man, I've gotten all kinds of compliments. Like that shit's fucking slash. That shit's bomb. That shit's awesome. Like anything you can think about, like I've gotten it, brother. Like it's pretty crazy, brother. Like it's just I'm lost for words, brother. Like I don't even know how to answer that, man. To be honest, because I've gotten a lot of great compliments, and
No
honestly, I'm
doubt.
not. I'm not a guy who's cocky and likes to brag. I'm humble. Like I said, I just keep it to myself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've gone in a lot. Just I keep it just G and just keep it humble, brother. I'm not gonna be out here bragging like, oh, fucking this fool said that, this fool said that. At the end of the day, I've gotten pretty much a lot of good, great compliments.
Yeah. And the fact that that you mentioned that one party, everybody was quiet because the food was so good.
Yeah, hell yeah, like that's just crazy, brother. Like that's
That's a
just
great
nuts.
compliment right there in and of itself, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, and especially too, cause like I've done like for the first time I've done an event where somebody was like, hey, you know what? I don't want you to come. That's what kind of was like, hey, you know what? That's what kind of pushed me into doing something else. Like I wasn't expecting that. You know, people are asking me to do catering events without going. So basically preparing the food. As you can see on my IG, I have these trays where I prepare the trays. But I try to like make them colorful. I try to make them as authentic as possible because the food is authentic. The rice, everything's made from scratch. Nothing's frozen. Like I said again, like
Wow.
it's just homemade food, brother. Like it's just like what you can taste what your mom would cook, brother. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me get an idea. So, for example, if you have a party of 50, right? Somebody tells you they hire you for 50 guests, and you're going to make food for 50 people. How long does it take to prepare everything? From how long
Oh,
is that process?
to be honest, it's got to be a 2 weeks in advance because just to prepare it in itself, it's a lot of work because you
You
gotta
said two
understand.
weeks.
Yeah, kind of like 2 weeks in advance notice
Yeah.
because I got it's a whole event. You gotta understand. It starts off with the tortillas, the meats, and just I just gotta make sure the ingredients are there. Like if you can't have all three, then I can't do the event for you. You know what I'm saying? I've done events where people are like, hey, you know what? I have a certain amount of time. I have 2 days, 3 days. I'll fucking do it. But I tell them if I can't get all the things, I'm not gonna do the event because at the end of the day, I gotta go to the farmers market. I gotta do my tortillas, which is like that shit takes time. And on top of the tortillas, I gotta get my meats and I gotta make sure that because I get the meats I get them from the grass fed, brother. Like only best selection of meats, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure my fucking carniceria plug that food taps in and make sure he has the meat. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, man. So everything's fresh, everything's homemade, everything's
Yeah,
so.
that's what sets me apart, brother. To be honest, I'm not here to fucking feed anybody bullshit. Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna eat my food, it's gonna be something that I want to eat. You know?
Yeah. And on your Instagram, it says, "I love what I do." You know, and there's no doubt about that, man. I can tell you sincerely enjoy. And what is it that you love so much about it, though, Alan? What is it? What gives you so much joy, man?
The people, honestly, the people, the raza, just everybody in general, man. That's what gives me the hype, brother. They're the ones I do it for. Because at the end of the day, I like seeing the people happy, brother. Happiness and joy. Because growing up, I just had too many bad times, too many dark times, too many times where it's just full of bad times, brother. And it was just like I just wanted to get rid of that shit in my life. I wanted to put that chapter in my life behind me and never look back, brother. Just you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, once I found something that can really make me happy in life and I can work and make a living off it, I'm gonna go off it. And what really made me happy was the people, to be honest, because I'm a people person, brother. Anywhere you meet me, older people, I can bond to any I can talk to anybody, brother,
Yeah,
at any level in this world, poor, rich, whatever you want to call it, anybody, bro. You put it in front of me, I can talk to them, bro. Like, because I'm a people person, and I've always been like that. And to be honest, that's what keeps me hyped, brother. I do it for the people. I love seeing people smile. I love feeding families. Families, do you not understand? It's like a rapper. You gotta understand. A rapper, he goes onto the stage, sees a whole million people, you know what I'm saying? He gets up there, does his thing, starts rapping, and gets that energy off the people because it's the people that keeps him hyped. So I see myself the same way when I go to the events. I'm going to the events, I'm doing my thing, I'm cooking. I don't like paying attention too much because I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm DJing my crowd. I'm giving them the food. I'm vibing them and seeing how everything's going, seeing how they're
yeah,
liking it. And at the end of the day, I get hyped because I see one person tell the next person. They come back. They start giving more and more compliments. Just keeps going on from there. It's just like a snowball effect, you know. It just goes from good to the bigger, 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 and bigger and bigger. And just like at the end of the day, at the end of the night, I'm just like fuck. You know what I'm saying? And at the end
that's
of the day,
great.
I don't expect tips. I get tips, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't expect tips, but I just do my job with pride. Because at the end of the day, I'm honest, responsible, and loyal, and everything I do is just I respectfully, if I'm gonna give you my word, that's my word. But if I'm gonna give you authentic Mexican food and I'm gonna do a great job at your house, I'm gonna go fucking kill it, and I'm gonna kill it. And if you want to drink with me, we're gonna drink after I'm done working. You want to smoke a joint? Cause I like smoking weed. I like blazing in and shit.
Uh-huh.
And other than that, brother, like it's gonna be after I'm done. Keep it professional.
Yeah.
Even before, like even girls before that, like I told girls, like keep it professional always, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you want to party, I can come back to the party. Like fuck it, I'm a fucking fun time, but right now, it's strictly business.
No doubt, bro. No doubt, man. And so I want to kind of talk about your mindset, bro. Your mindset, your outlook on life. Where does that come from, man? Have you always been that optimistic, that positive, man?
No, hell no,
Talk,
hell no, hell no,
tell us
brother.
about
Like
that, man. Tell us about
you
where
gotta
where that comes from.
you gotta understand, brother. My mindset growing up, that shit was fucked, brother. Like I just you looked at me the wrong way. Like I was already talking shit to you, brother. Like I just had a fucked up mindset growing up. So what really changed my mindset was just how I'm gonna become a better person. It all started with finding myself. Once I found myself, I was just like, fuck, like this is who I am, and I need to build myself as a character. And I saw my only competition was me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just had to build on my character. Fuck, I'm getting off track, brother. Can you remind me again?
What's that?
Can you remind
Uh,
me again?
No, I was saying what inspired you, or not inspired you, but what does your mindset come from, man? That you're so positive, you're so
Oh yeah. So
energetic,
like, yeah,
outgoing, and
hell yeah.
optimistic, man.
So like my mindset it comes just from just like spreading positivity and love because I know my shit's contagious, and I knew as soon as my I found out my vibe is contagious, I was just like fuck, people are on my frequency, and if you can tap into my frequency, my vibes, and you can feel it, and I was just like, dude, I gotta change my mindset because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be an influencer and a leader, and an influencer and leader you lead by examples, and if you can't lead by example, what are you doing, brother? Like trying to be a leader, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's what really pushed me to influence me to change my mindset was to be somebody that you can depend on, count on, and just generally be like influence somebody that I can influence other people.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. That's great. How long do you did you or when did you start to kind of think like that, man, and see your life, have that outlook on life? Maybe was it a
When I
couple
was
years ago, or
20 when I started my business, sir, 23
yeah,
years old.
yeah,
Yeah, because my mom, she's the one that opened up my eyes, brother. Like I told you again, I didn't like my mom growing up. I hated my mom and shit because she took off. And as a kid growing up, you just like, what the fuck? How you gonna leave me as a kid? I grew up. I talked to my mom. I forgave her, and my mom started opening my eyes of what really was going on in my life. Like how my friends were just being leeches and shit. How like there was no good vibes around me. None of that shit. It was all dark, brother. And as soon as my mom opened my eyes at the age of 23, that's where it all started, man. 23, bro. It just started going up from there. Started changing my mindset. Started changing my lifestyle, everything, brother. People I surrounded myself with. So like now you see me, you're gonna see me, and you're gonna be like, fuck, this was a fucking businessman. Like he's surrounding himself with some good people.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, that's fascinating, man. It's great to see that. You have a great story, brother. You have a great story, man, and I'm really happy to see you. Turn you turned a 180, man, 180 degrees, and now you're on your way. What? So now your business. I imagine you're busy pretty much every weekend, right? I mean, Are you pretty
Nah, nah,
busy?
nah, nah. It's not even like that, brother. Like I'm not. Like to be honest, I have a lot of shit coming up. I got big names that I'm gonna work with. I got bookings that I'm coming up with. There's shit that's booked already, but there's no. I'm not out there every weekend. It's
Okay.
nothing like that. Cause at the end of the day, if I'm gonna be out there, I really don't want to waste my time, brother. Because in life we have a little bit of time, and if I'm gonna be out there, it's because I'm gonna make money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And
So
if I'm gonna, you gotta understand too, like my setup, it costs too much attention, and I can't really be setting up anywhere unless I have a security guard because I don't want anybody coming up and running and taking my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big deal, brother. You understand?
okay.
So like
Yeah.
so like right now, like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I really don't set up anywhere. My main cash flow is my job, but other than my job, I just stand by on tacos and barbas. But tacos and barbas don't get me fucked up. That's just a 24/7 job. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, bro, I'm a hard worker. I'm a hustler. I do my 9 to 5. As soon as I get out of my 9 to 5, tacos and barbas 24/7. Hop on my Instagram, promote my shit, talk to people. rub shoulders, promote my shit, whatever it is gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly working and building, and constantly just trying to evolve.
Yeah,
It
networking
doesn't.
and
Yeah, hell
hustling. I
yeah.
didn't know you had a 9 to 5. Okay,
Yeah,
so you.
yeah, that shit doesn't stop, brother. Because at the end of the day, like if it was just my business, I would have gone broke already, brother. Like you
I
understand, you
hear
know
you,
what I'm
man.
saying? Because at the end of the day, like right now, like I don't really have that much influence because I'm barely starting out and I'm barely getting popping right now. Like you understand?
No doubt, man. No, I get it, man. I get
But
it,
don't get
man.
me wrong, brother. Like, it's gonna be a day where I set myself a year, but I wanna do 2 years still real quick. So I'm saying this year and another year more just to have some money saved. But other than that, I see my job out right now. It's my last job. I'm working for anybody ever again. I'm not. There's no more
Well,
working for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna work with you, it's gonna be because we're collabing. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna be part of your company, for example, like if I join a company and these guys are just like, hey, you know what? You're gonna come to my company. I'm not gonna be above you. They're gonna be above me. We're just gonna be mutual people, just making money. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So you see yourself like maybe in you said 2 to 3 years you'll be full
No,
time at Tacos El Barbas.
2 years, brother. Two,
Two
one and a
years.
half, but one. But to be honest, brother, the way things are going, oh
It'll
man,
be what, sooner
I'll
than
probably
that.
get, yeah, man, and God permit, brother, and the end of this year, man, because I got a lot of people that I'm gonna work with this year that are comedians, rap artists, narco corridos, whatever you want to call it, brother. There's I'm gonna come out on some music videos. I'm gonna do a lot of shit, brother. This
Wow.
2021's yeah, it's gonna be a glow up. Your podcast was one of the first podcasts I'm gonna come out on. I was supposed to come out on another podcast, but I rescheduled it to schedule this one.
Oh,
And this pretty much like I'm working. I'm pretty much putting in my time and effort. Anybody who like you who gives me an opportunity and wants to work, level headed, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, there's been people who want to collab, and I have a lot of collaborations coming in up.
wow, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see everything that you're gonna do, man. This any exclusives you want to drop, man? I know. I'm just seeing if you'll name because you mentioned that you're gonna come out with some videos. You're gonna, you got some. I think you got some rappers you're working with. You're gonna be working with. So I just wanted to see if you would maybe give us an idea of who you're working with or something like that. Give us a little taste or something, you know. But if not, no worries, no worries, man. You want to keep it close to the vest, as they say.
Yeah, man. To be honest, man, I just gotta keep it solid, brother, because I don't have permission, bro. To be honest, the only
Yeah.
permission I did get was from my boy from Trash Bag Boys, which is Raider. He has his own weed company. He's other than that, I can't really shout out anybody else, my boy, because I didn't get any.
I
What's
love that,
like
bro. You're
I
loyal,
didn't.
man.
Yeah, I didn't get a yes, brother. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would love to tell you like a lot of things. We could talk about it off air, but other than
Yeah.
that, man, I can't really shout out these guys' names because at the end of the day they're already famous as it is, you know, and it's just to be like causing more attention to them. It's not right because I think you got to ask for it, you know, because I don't know, but I just wouldn't want to do it.
No, I get it, man. I get it. No, it's no pressure, man. No pressure. And like I said, man, I love how you're loyal and you stick to your word, and that's the way it is, man. It's bottom line, man. And I was just seeing if you could, but I
Look,
can't wait.
man, to be honest, brother, like if I could tell you who I really, if I were to sit down and you were to sit me down at a dinner table right now, if I really want to meet is you know who Jimmy Omilde is, works for Rancho Humilde Records.
Jimmy Humilde?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know who that is.
Oh fuck, dude, this guy's a fucking big ass person here in LA. He's a big record artist. But Jimmy Humilde, he has Rancho Humilde. He has a couple of artists under him. But to make a long story short, he's a big influence here in the Raza here in LA. I would
Okay.
love to sit down with him and eat. My boy from Fool's Gone Wild, because my boy from Fool's Gone Wild, man, that fool, yeah, I had a lot to talk with him, man, to be honest. And he sent me a couple messages just hyping me up. There's a lot of people that I know that I'm on their radar, you know, and just
That's
they
cool,
know,
man.
yeah, I know they see me. Like for example, like I said, Familia, I got the Majestics Car Club following me. I got Showtime Car Club following me. I got a loyal fan base up there in Oakland. I got my boy Snoops TMH. He's an artist, rap artist. I just got a lot of people, man. Just to be honest, here in LA, especially too, man. Here in LA, just a couple names, man. Just to throw it out
Yeah.
there, man. You're gonna get somebody. You're gonna get some juice, man. My boy Conejo, a rapper. My boy King Little G.
Yeah.
Man,
Very cool, man.
YBE. A lot of Rafa rappers, man. Just a lot of cool people, man. Just tapping in. To be honest, and they're the ones that kind of like influence me, man. They're the ones I would like to sit down and just keep producing my shit. 'Cause at the end of the day, they already made it, and they're just if they're willing to give out some free game, I'm there for it, brother.
No doubt, man. No doubt. I was gonna ask you, man. You kind of mentioned it already. I like to ask all my guests, who would you sit down? Who are three people you would sit down with to eat dinner with? And you mentioned some names, but any other? I mean, who else would you like to sit down? Who are the three main people you would sit down with and eat dinner with, man? Dead or alive, bro?
Oh fuck, dude, that's the Nipsey Hussle,
Okay.
Kobe Bryant,
Yeah, you mentioned those two earlier.
man. I don't know, brother. To
It's
be
too many,
honest,
huh?
yeah, man. Just a lot of like. To be honest, those are my two top. They come off the top of my head.
Yeah, so Nipsey and Kobe, man. Yeah, those two are great. And why those two, Alan?
Because I feel like they left us too early because they were given the chance and they finished their job here. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they had a key and they were given that key and they spread everything they needed to spread, brother. Like the knowledge, the game, they did everything right, brother. Kobe Bryant wasn't just some basketball player. He fucking picked apart everything in the game, went in and killed it every day. He was still an
Yeah,
NBA player, but what? He fucking went in and above and beyond. He was like, fuck it, I'm not an NBA player. I want to become a legend. So he went above and beyond. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, he came from the hood, man. Nipsey Hussle came from the hood. And he was putting his people on, brother. He wasn't like I'm a fucking rapper talking about money, cars, and girls. He came out here like, hey, you know what? I'm on some entrepreneurial shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put my people on. I'm trying to get back to the community. And this is a lot of things that I feel like those people could just teach and talk about that I would love to hear that I just wish I would have heard from them before, man, to be honest.
yeah, man, no doubt. Those two are Los Angeles icons for sure. I grew up watching Kobe. Since he was, back in when he first came to the Lakers in '96, I want to say. And yeah, man. But that's a great list, man. I get a lot of different names, lot of different, people who are inspired by. But man, just we're just to wrap, we're wrapping things up here, Alan. Man, what
Yeah,
are
hell yeah.
so what? Tell us, where do you see yourself in 5 years, man?
Damn, in
I
five
want to I
years,
want to see that. I want to hear that vision, man.
to be honest, man, in 5 years, I already see myself with a lunch truck, brother. Lunch truck, catering business going well. I'm about to hop into my restaurant. Already making big noise. Already influenced myself. Already establishing my name. Already becoming here an icon here in LA. Coming out on TV shows. Coming out on the news. Just everywhere. Just everywhere. Just people just seeing my name everywhere, brother. Billboards, whatever you want to call it, brother. Just I'm gonna be out there in 5 years, bro. Like what right now is just the start. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
in 5 years, man, I'm gonna be fucking something else. A whole
no doubt,
different,
man.
yeah,
El Varbars, man. It's gonna be a household name one day
pretty much. Like that's
soon.
what I'm trying to do, brother. That's what it's all about. Household name. And at the
Yeah,
end of the day, I'm trying to just get away from the tacos and all that shit. When I complete my restaurant, get into real estate, buy real estate, invest into real estate, create homes. Because homes are what create memories. Well, that's where it all started, brother. Family, brother. Same thing, back to basics, brother. Family, fucking. You have Christmas, New Year's, happy birthdays, bad times, good times. Everything's created in the house, bro. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to family. Like I said, I'm just on a business mogul trying to make myself big as fuck, trying to give jobs back to people who need jobs. You know what I'm saying? Actually, people who can get jobs, felons, women, whoever, whatever it is, just give back to people because at the end of the day, there's so much bread out here in this world for us to get. And to be greedy with this, it just wouldn't be right. So that's why I want to become rich, not because I want to become wealthy, because at the end of the day, I know I'm wealthy. I know I'm rich. It doesn't take money to become wealthy or rich. It's I'm already that, brother. I
I
just
love
want
it.
that. I just want the access to money, to have access to other things, and to help other people. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I love to give back. I like to help people. I don't feel like you need to go to the church or anything like that to give your money like that. I feel like if you want to do something good, do it on your own. You don't need to show people. I don't like bragging about that shit. But to be honest, bro, like I do a lot of giving back. I don't like posting that shit, but anything that it is, bro, buying a flower from the corner lady, giving the homeless food some food, whatever it is, brother, I do it, brother.
Absolutely, man. Well, Tacos El Barbas, man. I love everything about you, man. I love your attitude. I love your vision. I love your dream. And you're on your way, brother. You got it all figured out, man. You got it all figured out, man. Before we go,
Yeah, hell yeah.
tell, please tell the people where they can connect with you, your social media, your website, all those good things, man.
All right, familia. Big fucking shout out right here. I'm gonna shout myself out. Tacos El Barbas, tapping in. You already know you can find me on IG, Instagram, Tacos El Barbas, tacoselbarbas.com. Hey, whatever it is, just tap in. That's the only places you're gonna find me. Other than that, come look for me.
There it is, man. There it is. Tacos El Barbas, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on my podcast here on Profile Pod TV. And like I said, man, this is only the first of many interviews you're gonna do. You're always welcome back, man. I can't wait to try your food. I cannot wait. I cannot
Yeah,
wait, man.
hell yeah. Don't definitely. We're gonna stay in contact, brother. Don't think this is the last you're gonna hear of me,
Oh
brother.
no,
This is the first of me, and thank you for finding me. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the opportunity. Like I said, may God bless you with more, because you're giving me opportunity, and may God bless you back with more opportunities. Because at the end of the day, it's all about giving back. And if you can't give back, what are you expecting to receive? You can't receive, you don't give. You know what I'm
you're
saying,
right.
brother?
No, yeah. You know what, man? I can't agree with you more. I can't agree with you, bro. But thanks again, man. I want to thank you. I can't thank you enough, man. And I'm gonna be looking forward. I'm gonna be following you, man. Checking
Yeah,
you out and
definitely. Yeah,
seeing
we'll
you.
keep updated. Yeah, hell yeah, we'll be in contact, brother.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. I'm gonna see you. Hit the stars soon, man. So, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, there you have my man. Tacos El Barbas. Go check him out. Go check out his website. Go to his IG, man. You're gonna be fascinated. I guarantee you. Go hire him for your next catering event, for your next birthday, or whatever the case may be. It's a whole experience with my man Tacos El Barbas. I want to thank you once again for tuning in here to another episode of Profile Pod TV. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Social Nostra. On Apple Podcasts, leave your rate and review, 5 stars. You know what to do. It's all good. And follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, on Clubhouse. It's all Profile Pod TV. And I love it. You know, I love interacting with the audience, the listeners, the followers. Thank you so much for all of your support, man. And remember, if you want to be on this platform, if you'd like to be a guest on Profile Pod TV, don't forget to DM me. Hit me up on Instagram at Profile Pod TV _, and you can come on and if you think you are an inspiration to others and doing extraordinary things just like my man El Varbars is doing here, then yeah, let me know. We'll schedule something. Okay, because that's what this podcast is all about, inspiring others through our guests. And if you cannot be inspired by my man right here, El Varbars, I don't know what would inspire you, because this man is a ball of energy and a ball of positivity. So hit me up. Let's do something. Let's collaborate and let's get you more exposure, whatever you're trying to do, business, podcast, entrepreneur, music, whatever the case may be, because we're on Pandora, we're on all the major platforms. So you're going to get a nice high level of exposure. All right. So once again, for El Varbars, I'm Double A here, your host, saying good night. We'll see you next time. And always remember to take it easy.